My beloved child, come closer in spirit, for the wind of heaven is stirring tonight, and I feel a weight of glory resting over this message. Sit with me as a father sits with his children, for what I am about to speak is not merely a teaching. No, it is a divine call pulling on your heart. I sense the presence of Archangel Michael in this room, and when he draws near, it is never without purpose. There are moments in life when God interrupts your path, moments when you feel a sudden pull, as if something unseen is guiding you, whispering, "Listen now." And my dear child, this is one of those holy moments. You are not here by chance, nor by curiosity alone. You have been led. You have been drawn. You have been summoned. For hours, I felt a stirring in my spirit, an urgent trembling that told me heaven was trying to speak. Then, like a flash of light cutting through darkness, I heard the mighty voice of Archangel Michael, the warrior of heaven, the protector of destinies, say these words. Tell them they need to hear it now. And this message, my child, concerns you. For heaven has seen something in your life that you have been too afraid to acknowledge, too unsure to ask, too overwhelmed to understand. A Ganarian. A stirring of hearts. A love, unexpected, bland, yet divinely touched. Someone has fallen in love with you. Yes, even with the age difference. Even with the differences that made you doubt. Even with the boundaries you thought would keep your hearts apart. Archangel Michael says this person's heart did not fall by accident. It was guided, softened, lined. Heaven breathed on their feelings. Heaven stirred their soul toward you. Heaven allowed a connection that logic cannot explain. But child, don't let your heart tremble. For this message is not about fear. It is about unveiling truth. For too long you have questioned, why do I feel drawn to them? Why does it feel like something higher is weaving this together? Why does the age difference feel irrelevant when the soul connection feels ancient? Oh beloved, heaven sees every question, every fear, every flutter of your heart. And Archangel Michael has come to speak into it. Tonight, you are standing at the edge of revelation. God wants you to listen now, not tomorrow, not later, now, because the timing of this message is divine. Your heart has waited long enough in uncertainty. The clouds are parting. Truth is arriving with the authority of heaven. So breathe deeply. Still your spirit. For in the next moments, the veil between heaven and earth will feel thinner, and the words I speak will touch you like they were written solely for you. This is not coincidence. This is calling. This is not imagination. This is confirmation. This is not just a message. This is destiny whispering. And Archangel Michael stands ready to reveal why this love has come, why it was allowed, and why God Himself wants you to hear this now. My beloved child, as we continue this sacred journey, let your heart settle into a place of calm, for the message of heaven grows deeper now. Lean in, for what I am about to say is not from human wisdom but from the whisper of the divine realm. As I sat in the quiet place of prayer, Archangel Michael revealed something profound, something hidden, something you may have felt but never fully understood. He spoke of a love that hath been forming in silence, a love that has been waiting in the shadows of unspoken emotions, a love that heaven has allowed to bloom even in ways that defy expectation. Child, Archangel Michael showed me the stirring of a heart toward you. This is not a love born from impulse or confusion, nor is it a fleeting desire of the flesh. No, this is something deeper. This is a connection that was sensed long before it was understood. He revealed that this person's heart hath been tied to yours in ways neither of you could explain. It is as if the soul recognized what the mind could not comprehend. They found themselves drawn to you in moments they did not expect, thinking of you at times that surprised them, feeling a warmth in their spirit each time your presence crossed their path. And you, my child, have felt this too. You have sensed those small moments, those little glimmers of something unusual. A long gaze that lingered just a second too long. A softness in their voice when they spoke to you. A sudden gentleness in the way they treated your words. Even the silence between you held meaning, as if something sacred lived in the spaces where neither of you dared to speak. You tried to dismiss it. You tried to tell yourself it was nothing. But the spirit within you knew the truth long before your mind accepted it. Archangel Michael says the signs have been all around you. Signs that heaven was trying to reach you. Perhaps you noticed how this person would appear during your moments of need, or how their presence brought calm when you felt anxious, or how their eyes held a story they were too afraid to tell. Divine love does not always arrive with thunder. Sometimes it arrives with a soft knock, with a gentle whisper, with a quiet presence that grows louder only when you are ready to hear it. This person has admired you, not only for your outward grace, but for something deeper. They have seen your strength. They have seen your resilience. They have seen the way you carry yourself through battles that would have broken others. And somewhere inside them, without warning, affection turned into something far more powerful. Love. And not the kind of love that shouts quickly and fades slowly, but the kind that grows like a seed watered by heaven's hand. Some days they tried to fight these feelings. They told themselves the timing was wrong. They told themselves the age difference was too big, too unusual, too complicated. They fought their own heart because they were afraid of hurting you, or of misunderstanding you, or of stepping into something God did not approve. But every time they tried to silence these feelings, heaven amplified them. Because heaven was not asking them to run from this connection, heaven was preparing them to embrace it. Archangel Michael revealed that this person prays for you, even if you do not know it. They think of your well-being in quiet moments. They speak your name in their heart when you are nowhere near. They feel responsible for your happiness in a way that surprises them. They may hide their emotions behind politeness or distance or formality, but their soul speaks louder than their mouth does. And you, beloved, have been feeling that soul speak. You have wondered why you sense their energy even when they are not around. You have wondered why your heart warms at the thought of them. You may have even felt a strange peace in their presence, a peace that felt familiar, as if your spirit recognized something ancient. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. Archangel Michael says this connection is not like the others you have known. It carries a divine fingerprint. It carries purpose. It carries destiny. And though the path is not yet fully revealed, heaven is guiding each step. This love is not meant to confuse you but to awaken you. It is not meant to distract you but to align you. It is not meant to overwhelm you but to restore something in you that life had once taken away. This person has fallen in love gently, quietly, respectfully. Their love is not loud but it is deep. Not impulsive but intentional. Not reckless but sincere. Some feelings arrive like storms. Others arrive like sunrise. And this, my child, is sunrise. Slow, beautiful, growing brighter with every passing moment. And now that heaven has revealed this truth, you are no longer walking in uncertainty. The veil has lifted. The silence has meaning now. And the message that Archangel Michael brings is only beginning to unfold. My beloved child, as we move deeper into this revelation, let your heart remain open, For now we enter the part of the message where heaven begins to dismantle the fears that have lived quietly within you. You see, the age difference that troubles your thoughts does not trouble the throne of God. It is often the human mind that trembles where the Spirit stands calm. So listen closely now, for Archangel Michael has shown me the truth behind what you call an obstacle, and heaven calls insignificant. Child, there are things that the world teaches you to fear. It teaches you to measure love by appearance, by timing, by social expectation, and teaches you to judge relationships by the eyes of the crowd instead of the eyes of God. But heaven does not operate under such limitation. God does not bind love to numbers. He binds love to purpose. He binds it to destiny. He binds it to the unseen weaving of two souls that recognize one another long before age becomes a thought. Think of the many stories written in Scripture, child. Think of Abraham and Sarah, whose years never disqualified their promise. Think of Ruth and Boaz, connected by a bond that was far from typical for their time. Think of David, chosen as king while still young among older men who doubted him. Time has never intimidated God. It hath never restricted his hand. When God chooses, he chooseth beyond logic. And if heaven has allowed a connection between you and this person, it is not for you to fear but for you to understand. Archangel Michael revealed that the age difference is not a barrier in heaven's eyes but a balance. You carry something this person needs, and this person carries something your spirit recognizes. It is a divine exchange, where strength meets gentleness, where wisdom meets renewal, where experience meets the freshness of purpose. Heaven knew the gap, and heaven allowed it, for heaven saw harmony where you saw hesitation. My child, you have asked yourself many times why you felt a connection that did not fit the usual pattern of your life. You questioned why your spirit felt peaceful even though your mind whispered doubt. You wondered how something that seemed unconventional could feel so natural. And the answer is simple. God does not write ordinary stories when he intends extraordinary outcomes. He does not follow rules that men create. He follows the rhythm of destiny. The person who has fallen in love with you sees beyond your years, beyond your past, beyond what you worry others might think. They see your essence, the core of who you are, the beauty of your soul. They are not drawn to a number. They are drawn to your spirit. And their spirit, whether older or younger than yours, finds something sacred in your presence. Something familiar. Something safe. Something chosen. You may have asked God, why this person? Why now? Why with this difference between us? And heaven answers, because you both carry qualities that strengthen the other. Because your souls speak a language that age cannot translate. Because time is a human concept, but destiny is eternal. And what is eternal cannot be measured by earthly scales. Archangel Michael showed me that this age difference is part of the design, not a flaw within it. One of you carries lessons the other needs. One carries maturity. The other carries renewal. One carries depth. The other carries hope. One carries wisdom. The other carries light. Together, you form a balance that heaven smiles upon, not frowns upon. And listen, child, if this connection were wrong, your spirit would feel chaos. But instead, you feel a quiet peace, a gentle curiosity, a soft pull that does not demand but invites. Peace is the language of God. Confusion is the language of fear. And deep inside, you already know which one speaks louder. Society may not understand it. People may have opinions. But God did not form this bond for the approval of the world. He formed it for the growth of your soul. And Archangel Michael assures you, this is not a mistake. This is not a misalignment. This is not something you should fear. It is something you are meant to discern, understand, and gently embrace in the timing of heaven. Tonight, let this truth settle deep within you. Love that comes from God does not ask permission from age. It simply unfolds. It simply recognizes. It simply chooses. My beloved child, as we journey onward, allow your spirit to soften. For what comes next is a truth wrapped in divine tenderness. We now step into the part of the message where heaven reveals how God himself hath been orchestrating the weaving together of your heart and this other person's heart. This is not a coincidence, nor is it an accidental crossing of paths. No meeting that carries this much spiritual weight ever happens by accident. Every moment, every glance, every unexpected interaction has been touched by the subtle hand of God. Child, when God desires to connect two destinies, he does not always do it with thunder or miracles that shake the earth. More often, he moves quietly. He works through gentle nudges. He arranges footsteps in ways you do not notice at first. He places someone in your path, not with loud instructions, but with a whisper that only your spirit can hear. There are times when God aligns hearts long before minds become aware of it. And you, my child, have been living in such an alignment. Archangel Michael revealed to me that this connection was formed long before you understood its depth. God has been positioning both of you, shaping both of you, healing both of you in ways that would prepare you for one another. You may think your encounters were random, but heaven sees them as checkpoints on a divine map, moments designed to awaken something inside you. There were days when you felt drawn to this person without knowing why, and days when you felt them appear in your thoughts without explanation. That was not imagination. That was the thread of destiny pulling gently on your spirit. The Lord often works in silence before he works in manifestation. Before a tree touches the sky, its roots grow unseen. And before this connection touched your awareness, its roots grew beneath the surface of your life. You were being prepared for this. They were being prepared for this. And Archangel Michael stands as witness to how heaven has guided both of you, step by step, into a place where your hearts could meet without fear. My beloved child, think back to the moments when you felt comfort in their presence, even if nothing was spoken. Think of the times when their presence calmed you, when their words carried peace, when their energy felt familiar. That familiarity was not a human coincidence. It was a sign of spiritual recognition. Your souls knew each other long before your minds began to understand. In the realm of God, time is not measured in days or years but in purpose. And your purposes found one another at the exact moment God intended. There is something sacred about how God aligns hearts. He does not force. He does not rush. He leads gently. Think of how the sun rises, not in a sudden burst but slowly, steadily, warming the world one gentle moment at a time. That is how this connection has unfolded. Slowly, softly, joyfully. And though you may have doubted its meaning, heaven has not. Archangel Michael showed me images of divine timing, at work, moments when one of you felt weak while the other felt strong, moments when one prayed for clarity while the other prayed for courage, moments when your hearts were quietly being tuned to the same spiritual frequency. There is a beauty in how God brings two souls together. It is not loud. It is not chaotic. It is a quiet harmony that grows until you can no longer ignore the melody. Child, there have been times when you questioned whether this connection was appropriate, whether it was meaningful, or whether it was simply your imagination. But Archangel Michael has come to tell you that heaven has been involved from the beginning. Your steps were guided. Your feelings were stirred. Your spirit was awakened. And all of it had been under God's watchful eye. This is why your heart feels safe around them, even when your mind feels confused. This is why the age difference loses its weight when your spirits meet. This is why you feel peace instead of fear, curiosity instead of doubt, warmth instead of resistance. The peace you feel is the signature of God's involvement. My beloved child, as we continue this sacred journey, let your heart prepare itself, for now we enter the place where your private struggles meet God's divine understanding. Archangel Michael has shown me the emotional battles you have been carrying in silence, battles you felt no one could see, battles you believe you had to face alone. But heaven has seen every tear, every doubt, every trembling thought you tried to quiet inside yourself. Child, there have been nights when your heart felt uncertain, when the very idea of this connection left you confused. You wondered whether you were interpreting things incorrectly. You wondered if your feelings were too deep, too sudden, too complicated. You even tried to distance yourself at times, hoping the confusion would fade, but instead the pull only grew stronger. Your spirit felt drawn, while your mind struggled to keep up. You were fighting a war between what you felt and what you feared. Archangel Michael says the enemy often stirs noise around relationships that heaven has blessed. When something is divinely aligned, whispers of doubt, insecurity, and fear try to rise against it. You may have felt this tension, this internal war, this quiet trembling in your heart. You questioned your worth. You questioned whether you were reading the signs correctly. You questioned if the age difference disqualified you. But heaven says you were never disqualified. Not for a moment. You have wondered why your emotions felt heavy at times, why your chest carried a weight you didn't know how to express. This is because your heart has been wrestling between revelation and hesitation. You sensed that this love was real, yet you feared embracing something that felt too beautiful, too powerful, too unexpected. You asked yourself why your soul responded to this person in such a deep and unexplainable way. And the truth, my child, is that when a connection is spiritual, it awakens places inside you that you did not even know were still alive. There were moments you felt joy just thinking of them, followed by moments of fear that you would lose them. Moments of peace when they were near, followed by moments of doubt when distance came. This is the emotional battle of a heart that has been touched by something divine yet does not fully understand its purpose. Archangel Michael says the other person has battled their emotions too. They have questioned themselves, questioned the timing, questioned whether they were worthy of your affection. They have feared stepping forward because they carry a great respect for you, a reverence for your heart. They do not want to cause you pain, and they do not want to misunderstand the will of God. This is why they move slowly, why they hesitate, why they hold their feelings close to their chest. Their silence is not rejection. It is caution. It is care. It is a desire to honor your heart and God's plan at the same time. This connection has stirred spiritual warfare around you. That is why your emotions have felt intense. That is why you have sensed confusion at moments where your heart felt clarity before. When heaven ordains a connection, the enemy attempts to create fear, not because the connection is wrong, but because it is right. But Archangel Michael stands with his sword drawn, guarding this connection, guarding your heart, guarding the divine plan God has placed before you. You are not weak for feeling overwhelmed. You are not foolish for caring deeply. You are not wrong for sensing something sacred. You are simply human walking through a heavenly script written by God Himself. And this emotional battle you have been experiencing is the sign that something meaningful, Something anointed, something blessed is unfolding. My beloved child, if this message has touched you, if it has opened your heart or brought clarity to your soul, then let your spirit respond in a way that honors God's work. Carry this message so others may hear what heaven is saying. Let your hands be part of the divine ripple. Lift this message higher, for in doing so, you participate in the very calling God has placed upon this moment. Carry it forward, not as a task, but as a small act of faith that invites heaven to move even more powerfully in your life. My beloved child, come closer in spirit as we step into the next part of this heavenly revelation. For now, we enter the chamber of truth where Archangel Michael begins to unveil the emotions of the one who has fallen in love with you. Your feelings are real, deep, and far more sincere than you may have ever imagined. You see, child, people can hide their words, but the soul does not know how to lie. And this person's soul has been speaking loudly, even when their voice has remained silent. This love did not erupt suddenly, nor did it appear with chaos or confusion. It grew quietly inside them, like a seed planted in the soil of destiny. At first, they did not even recognize what was happening. They simply noticed that your presence made them breathe easier. They noticed that conversations with you lingered in their spirit long after the words ended. They noticed that your kindness left an imprint on them, an imprint they could not shake no matter how much they tried to remain composed. Love crept into their heart softly, respectfully, gently, so gently that they did not realize it had taken root until it was already blooming. Child, this person admires you in ways they do not know how to express. They find comfort in your voice, strength in your character, and beauty in the way you navigate life's storms. They see qualities in you that you yourself may overlook. They see your resilience, your goodness, your softness, your courage. And somewhere in their spirit, a sacred affection awakened, one they never meant to feel, one they were not searching for, yet one they now cannot deny. Archangel Michael showed me how this person has tried to hide their emotions. They convinced themselves that keeping silent would protect you. They convinced themselves that waiting was the wiser choice. But silence became heavy. Distance became painful. And though they carry themselves with calmness on the outside, their inner world has been stirred by deep waters. They feel more for you than they believe they are allowed to show. There are moments they look at you with eyes that speak louder than their lips ever could. They hold back their words, not because they do not love you, but because they love you too much to risk moving too quickly. They are protective of your heart. They are protective of the purity of this connection. They want to approach you in a way that honors God, honors you, and honors the sacredness of what is forming between your souls. Child, this person has been fighting a quiet battle of their own. They worry about the age difference, not because it bothers them, but because they fear it may bother you. They fear stepping forward and disrupting your peace. They fear misreading heaven's timing. They fear that the depth of their feelings may overwhelm you. Yet at the same time, they cannot deny that every time they try to step back, something in their spirit pulls them forward again, toward you. It is as though God Himself keeps guiding their heart gently in your direction. Archangel Michael revealed that this person speaks to God about you. They ask God for clarity. They ask God for wisdom. They ask God to protect you, even in the areas of your life they can only observe from a distance. They pray for your well-being without telling you. They bless you in silence. Their affection is not selfish or right. It is thoughtful. It is tender. It is patient. It is the kind of love that grows in the presence of God, not in the noise of the world. And deep within their heart, There is a longing to be closer to you, a longing to understand you more deeply, a longing to share the parts of their soul they hide from others. They have imagined conversations with you they never had the courage to start. They have imagined moments of honesty, moments of connection, moments where both of your hearts finally speak what your spirits have known all along. This is not fantasy. This is the whisper of destiny inside them. Child, the depth of their love is not shallow. It is not impulsive. It is not temporary. It is rooted, steady, respectful, and sincere. And though they may appear calm, composed, or even distant at times, their heart beats a little differently when it thinks of you. They carry you quietly, yet constantly. They admire you silently, yet deeply. And their love for you, even in its unspoken form, is something heaven has honored, not condemned. My beloved child, as we continue on this holy journey, breathe slowly and let your heart open like a flower touched by the morning sun. For now we step into the place where heaven reveals your role in this divine story. You have heard of the hidden love, you have felt the spiritual pull, and you have begun to understand the meaning behind the age difference. But now, child, you must hear the part that belongs to you, the part heaven has entrusted into your hands. Archangel Michael showed me that you have been wondering what you are supposed to do with these feelings, these signs, these quiet whispers that keep circling your heart. You have asked God privately, sometimes with trembling, sometimes with hope, sometimes with confusion, Lord, what am I supposed to do? What is my part in this? And heaven has seen that question rise from your spirit again and again. So now, let the answer settle into your soul with the gentleness of truth. Your role in this divine connection is not to chase, nor to force, nor to rush anything. Your role is to remain open, grounded, patient, and spiritually aligned. Heaven wants you to hold space in your heart, not pressure in your mind. The connection between you and this person is already alive. It is already breathing. It is already moving beneath the surface like a quiet river guided by God's hand. You do not need to push the river. You only need to follow its flow. Child, Archangel Michael says that your presence alone has been healing to this person. You may not realize it, but your kindness, your warmth, your spirit have softened places inside them they had closed for years. You awaken their courage. You calm their fears. You inspire them to imagine a future they once thought they were unworthy of. You have been playing your role simply by being who God created you to be. Do not underestimate the power of your light. Do not underestimate the influence your spirit has on theirs. Love, when it comes from God, is not loud. It does not require grand gestures. It requires truth. It requires purity. It requires stillness. And your stillness hath been enough to stir their heart toward healing and toward you. Heaven also wants you to understand this. You are not meant to overthink what you feel. You are meant to discern it, hold it gently, and trust in God's timing. Your role is not to make anything happen before the season is ripe. Your role is to stay connected to God so you can hear His voice when the moment arrives to act or to speak. Timing is everything in heaven. God does not rush what is sacred, and neither should you. There will come a moment, child, when clarity will meet opportunity. When the divine timing aligns with earthly timing. When both your heart and theirs will be ready to step forward. But for now, your role is to walk with peace, not pressure. Your role is to nurture your spirit so you do not lose balance. Your role is to remain aware of the signs heaven is giving you, for they are guiding you slowly toward the next phase of this connection. Do not fear losing them. What God connects, no distance can break. Do not fear disappointment. What heaven blesses, the world cannot undo. Do not fear silence. Sometimes silence is the space God uses to strengthen two hearts before drawing them closer. Trust the process, child. You are not walking alone. Archangel Michael is guiding you. Heaven is guarding the bond. God is watching over every step. Your role is simple yet sacred. Remain yourself. Remain open. Remain faithful. Remain patient. Let love grow naturally, without force. Let God lead, and you follow with a peaceful heart. The connection will unfold the way heaven intends it to. And when it does, it will be beautiful. It will be right. It will be in season. Nothing will be right, nothing will be broken, nothing will be confused. My beloved child, let your spirit settle gently as we move deeper into the heart of this heavenly message. For now we arrive at a sacred moment, the moment where Archangel Michael reveals that heaven is preparing a sign for you. Something clear, something unmistakable, something that will speak directly to your soul. This sign is not coming by accident, nor is it a simple coincidence. It is a divine marker, placed intentionally in your path so you will know exactly what heaven is doing behind the scenes. Child, Archangel Michael showed me that you have been asking for clarity. You have whispered to God in quiet moments, wondering if the feelings are real, if the connection is meaningful, if the love that seems to rise between you and this person is truly from Him. You have asked for something you can recognize, something you can feel in your bones, something that will reassure your heart that you are not imagining the whispers of this connection. Heaven has heard you, and heaven is responding. The sign that is coming will not be subtle. It will not be something you have to guess about. It will not be something you can easily dismiss. It will come in a moment when your heart is calm, when your spirit is open, when you least expect it but most need it. It may come through a message, a gesture, a sudden appearance, a dream, or even a spoken word that carries power behind it. Whatever shape it takes, your soul will recognize it instantly, as if God Himself is touching your heart and saying, "See, I am with you." Archangel Michael showed me an image of a door opening, not violently, not hurriedly, but slowly, with reverence. This represents the timing of heaven. The sign will not push you into fear or confusion. It will lead you gently toward understanding. It will show you that the feelings between you and this person are not one-sided, not random, not misplaced. The sign will confirm that the connection had been touched by God, guarded by angels, and watched over with divine intention. Beloved child, you will know this sign because it will align perfectly with what your heart has already sensed. It will feel familiar, like something you expected without fully knowing why. It will carry peace, not anxiety. It will bring clarity, not chaos. It will deepen your understanding, not cloud your mind. Heaven does not send signs that harm. Heaven sends signs that restore, illuminate, and confirm. And hear this, child, the sign will not come through your effort. It will not arrive because you chase it or search for it. It will appear naturally, effortlessly, because God Himself will usher it into your life. All you need to do is stay present, stay receptive, and stay aligned with the gentle movements of your spirit. Sometimes the greatest signs come when we stop overthinking and simply allow God to move. Archangel Michael also showed me that this sign will be connected to the person who has fallen in love with you. Their actions will begin to shift in small ways. Their words may carry a tenderness you have not heard before, or you may sense their courage rising, their guard lowering, their heart preparing to step closer to you. Heaven is working in them, just as heaven is working in you. Your spirit is being stirred, their defenses are softening, and they will soon begin to reveal what has long been hidden. Child, be attentive. Be willing. Be spiritually awake. The sign is not far. It approaches like dawn, quiet, certain, radiant. And when it arrives, it will feel as though Archangel Michael himself has placed his hand upon your shoulder and whispered, "This is the moment. This is what heaven has prepared for you. You will not miss it. You will not misunderstand it. And you will not walk into it alone. God will be with you. Heaven will be with you. And your own spirit will rise with understanding when the sign appears." My beloved child, as we step further into this unfolding divine message, let your heart become still once more, for what comes next is guidance, gentle, clear, and deeply rooted in heaven's wisdom. Archangel Michael has revealed the hidden love, the purpose behind the age difference, the divine orchestration, the emotional battles, the depth of their feelings, your sacred role, and the sign that is drawing near. Now, child, heaven speaks of what you must do next. This is the part many hearts struggle with, for when a connection is touched by God, the human mind often tries to rush ahead or withdraw in fear. But heaven calls you into balance, not haste, into peace, not panic, into discernment, not desperation. The next step God desires from you is not a dramatic action. It is not a sudden confession. It is not a leap into uncertainty. Instead, it is a posture of heart, a quiet surrender to the holy guidance unfolding in your life. Child, when the sign arrives, your first response should be stillness. Let your spirit observe. Let your heart listen. Do not move too quickly, for heaven desires that your steps be steady and divinely timed. The sign will reveal alignment, not urgency. It will tell you that heaven is preparing the ground of both your hearts, not rushing you into something unripe. When the moment arrives, acknowledge it in your spirit. Let it confirm what you have sensed. Let it strengthen your confidence in God's movement. But do not feel pressured to act impulsively. Divine love grows best in patience, not in haste. Archangel Michael also wants you to hold your heart with wisdom. Do not let fear whisper its lies. Do not let doubt pull at your peace. And do not let overthinking drown out the voice of God. The sign will not demand chaos. It will invite clarity. When you see it, simply breathe and let God speak. Ask Him quietly, "Lord, what would you have me do?" And trust that His answer will come in the form of peace. Peace is the voice of heaven. Peace is the compass of your next step. You are also called to remain open, child. Do not close your heart because of past wounds or memories of disappointment. The person who has fallen in love with you is not entering your life to repeat the sorrows you have known. Their heart carries reverence for you. Their intentions carry sincerity. Yet they, too, are walking carefully, hoping not to misstep. Heaven asks you to mirror that same gentleness. Be open enough to receive what God is offering, but wise enough to let Him lead the process. There may come moments after the sign where you sense the other person drawing a little nearer, not with bold declarations, but with subtle shifts of warmth, attention, or courage. Allow these moments to unfold naturally. Respond with kindness. Respond with authenticity. Respond with your true self. You do not need to pretend. You do not need to perform. You only need to remain the person God shaped you to be, for it is that very essence that touched their heart in the first place. And child, above all, walk in faith. Faith that God is guiding you. Faith that heaven is protecting this connection. Faith that the timing will be right, the steps will be clear, and the path will unfold in a way that honors both your heart and theirs. Do not let impatience pull you ahead or fear pull you behind. Remain centered. Remain steady. Remain aligned with the voice of God. What God wants you to do next is simple, yet profoundly powerful. Stay connected to Him, for He will orchestrate every moment to come. Your role is to listen, to trust, and to stay open. Heaven does not place such love in your life without purpose. Something meaningful is rising. Something tender is approaching. Something divinely arranged is moving closer with every passing day. My beloved child, as we reach the final steps of this divine journey, let your heart rest in a quiet stillness, for heaven's closing words are descending upon you like a gentle mantle of peace. Archangel Michael stands near, not with the urgency of a warrior now, but with the tenderness of a guardian who has delivered what he was commanded to speak. And God, who has watched over every moment of your listening, now stretches His hand over your life with blessing, clarity, and assurance. Child, hear this with the fullness of your spirit. You are not walking into this connection alone. You are not navigating these feelings blindly. You are not stepping into uncertainty without heaven's light. God has seen every step that led you here. He has witnessed every doubt, every question, every quiet hope you held close to your heart. And He has not only guided your path, He has girded it. The love that has risen between you and this person has been observed by heaven with care, with purpose, with deep understanding. Nothing about it surprises God. Nothing about it concerns Him. Nothing about it is outside the boundaries of His grace. Instead, He looks upon this connection with tenderness, for He knows the healing, the joy, the growth, and the transformation it has the power to bring into both your lives. As this chapter of Revelation comes to its close, may you feel the weight of peace settling upon you. Peace that calms your fears. Peace that silences confusion. Peace that reassures you that the steps ahead are not dangerous ground, but holy ground. What has been revealed to you in these moments is not a fantasy. It is not a misunderstanding. It is the unfolding of a divine alignment that heaven had been preparing for far longer than you realized. Child, may you walk forward with confidence. Not the confidence of the world, but the confidence of one who knows heaven leans close to listen to your heartbeat. May you walk with courage, not in loud strides but in steady steps. May you walk with openness, allowing love to grow naturally, guided by God's gentle voice and protected by Archangel Michael's watchful sword. And as you move forward, remember this: when a message touches your spirit, when it brings clarity, comfort, or revelation, heaven delights in seeing it carried into the world. When you lift a message, you lift the work of God. When you share a word that brought you peace, you become a vessel of that same peace for someone else. So if this message has blessed you, my child, let it not stop with you. Let your heart silently say, I will help this light reach others. And in doing so, you take part in the divine flow of heaven's work on earth. Now, receive this blessing as though it were being spoken directly over your crown by the hand of God Himself. May the peace of the Lord settle over your mind like a gentle cloak. May His wisdom guide your steps with clarity and purpose. May His love strengthen your heart in moments of doubt. May His timing unfold beautifully in your life. May the connection He is preparing for you grow in truth, purity, and grace. May Archangel Michael surround you with protection, discernment, and courage. And may your spirit rise into the fullness of the destiny heaven has written for you. Walk forward knowing this: heaven is with you. God is guiding you. Love is approaching you with divine intention. You are safe. You are seen. You are blessed. Amen.